Welcome to the first in a series of short videos whose goal is to introduce you to the operation of the Nspire CX CAS graphing calculator. The Nspire CX CAS is without the doubt the most powerful handheld device produced by Texas Instrument, and yet it's the most intuitive to operate. Since the Nspire CAS is document-based and menu-driven, it is probably better to think of it more like a computer than a calculator. Document-based and menu-driven simply means everything you do must be done in a document, much like a computer. And the tools for every application or app can be found in the menus. Before we actually turn on our Nspire, let's take a closer look at the keypad. The bottom half of the screen contains a great number of keys that you are already familiar with. The alphabet, the numerals, the arithmetic operations, etc. And these behave exactly the same way they would on any calculator. The top half of the keyboard consists of a screen and the keys that control the operation of the device. The large key in the center is a touchpad, which allows you to navigate the screen much in the way that you would use a mouse pad on a computer. The button in the center functions as the button on the mouse. More on that later. On the right hand of the keypad are three keys that I call the big three. Understanding what these keys do is essential to the navigation of Nspire. The home key, which turns the calculator on, also takes you to a home screen, the equivalent of a computer's desktop. The dock key controls the structure of the document, and the menu key displays the tools available in each different application. Again, more on those keys later. Let's see how this little computer operates. Turn your Nspire on by pressing the home key. If the screen on your calculator does not show a desktop like mine does, then press the home key again. Before we actually begin, place your finger or thumb on the large mouse pad and move it around. An arrow cursor will appear, which can be used to select things on the screen as you would using a mouse on a computer. Now, as I said before, Nspire is document-based and menu-driven. So, to do anything, we must open a document. And since this is our first time, we need a new document. This can be done in two ways. You can either move the arrow cursor to New Document, or you can simply press the number 1 on the keypad. A menu will appear that offers different types of applications available for your use. Let's choose Add a Calculator using either the touchpad or by pressing the number 1. The screen that appears is now a calculator, much like those that you have used in the past. Let's try a couple things. Let's add 23 plus 89. Note that pressing Enter performs the calculation. Let's multiply 56 times 219. And press Enter to get the result. Suppose we wanted to divide. Let's divide 256 divided by 32 and press Enter to get the result. What happens if I do 256 divided by 31? On most calculators, you would have received a decimal answer, but the Nspire CAS will give you an exact answer if possible. And the fraction 256 over 31 is the exact answer. If you want an approximate answer, we will show you how to do that later. Let's attempt a couple other things. How about we square the number 27? On the left side of the screen, you will find the x squared key and press enter. All right. How about if we wanted to find the square root of 81? Notice that the square root key is in blue, so we access the square root key by using the control key. Control square root and press enter, and it gives us the exact answer. How about the square root of 56? Note that it's an exact answer. Let's try something you can't do on most calculators. Let's do the square root of a squared. Are you surprised by the answer? Remember, the square root of a has two square roots, plus and minus a, and the calculator displays the answer in terms of absolute value. Suppose I wanted to do an operation with a fraction. Press the control key followed by the division key, and now you have a template that looks like a fraction. Let's enter 2/3. 2 in the numerator, press the down arrow, and 3 in the denominator. Notice the cursor is still in the denominator. So if I wish to add something, I must move to the right. And I'm going to add to that the fraction 3/4 and press enter, answer, and it gives me the exact value. What other kind of operations can you do on a calculator pad? Remember, Nspire is document-based and menu-driven. Therefore, the tools on a calculator app are under the menu key. So let's press the menu key. This list consists of all different types of operations. Let's look at algebra. So either press 3 or move your cursor to the algebra and press enter. Let's solve an equation. Select 1 for solve. And now let's enter the equation. Let's do something very simple. 2 times x plus 3 equals 11. Now we need to tell it what we want to solve for, and in this case, we need to solve for x. Therefore, we follow it by a comma and the letter x, and press enter, and it produces the result that we're looking for. Check the menu and see some of the other things that you could do. Number 4 is calculus, and it will do all the things that you see. Number 5, press escape. Number 5 is probability, and it will calculate probability things. We will investigate those in further videos. Suppose you wanted to do a graph, like we want to graph a certain equation. Well, this is a calculator screen. To graph, we need to have a graph screen, and this is different than a calculator page. We could open a new document with a graphs application, but let's consider editing this document instead. How would I insert a new problem into this document? Recall the big 3 keys. The document key controls the structure of the document, so let's press the doc key. Which selection should we choose in order to insert a new problem? Insert. So we'll press 4. What kind of a page would we like? We said we wanted to make a graph, so a graphs page. So we'll select 4 again, and what you see in front of you is a graph screen. Let's graph the equation x squared plus 3. To view the graph, we press Enter. In future videos, we will investigate more about the graphs application. Now, before we leave this session, observe the top of the screen and see the tabs for problem 1.1 and problem 1.2. 1.2 is highlighted, which is the current graph screen. 1.1 is the calculator page that we worked on before. If you would like to see the calculator page, just move your cursor over and click on 1.1, and now you're back to the calculator page that you were on before.